Well, the last four in the 2026 FIFA World Cup is going to gradually get into shape. And of course, after the French team eliminated Morocco to book a semi-final spot, they're going to be waiting for the opponents. And that is the game that we're going to talk about as a spot is available in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where Spain and of course Belgium will square it off in an all-European affair in the quarterfinals of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's going to be a crunching encounter, a top game. One will say that maybe the Belgium team has fallen off the hook. Maybe if this was probably the Belgian team of 2018, you might go straight into the point that they're going to start as favorites. The Belgian team that was having Thibaut Courtois, even though still around, the likes of Toby Alderweireld, Jean Vertonghen. You're going to talk about Vincent Kompany, the captain of the side. The likes of Nassar Chadli, Moussa Dembele, Eden Hazard, his junior brother, Torgan Hazard. A refreshed Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku Bolingoli, ably supported by Michi Batshuayi. But this is not the current Belgium setup that boasts of that huge quality that they used to have. The Spanish team has been probably not playing champagne football so far in this competition. But interestingly, after almost 5 games, they are yet to concede. Their goalkeeper Unai Simon has surpassed the record of Walter Zenga and of course even Dino Zoff in the history of the World Cup by going 5 games without even conceding, from Spain's first group encounter against Cape Verde, their subsequent games against Saudi Arabia, against Uruguay, and of course against Austria, and of course their last time out in the game against Portugal. The Spanish team is still yet to concede. Mind you, they are the European champions, and still the coach Luis de la Fuentes he is around. He was the one who came and took them to glory in European Championship 2 years ago. After, former coach who is now with Paris Saint-Germain, you're going to talk about the current coach of Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Enrique failed to make an impression in the last World Cup in Qatar 2022. So Luis de la Fuente introduced some couple of young guys within the setup. The likes of Pedri, the likes of Lamine Yamal. You can talk of Nico Williams. Even though Pedri had some couple of games under Luis Enrique, but he was much given confidence by Luis de la Fuentes. And of course, his team seems to be flourishing. Even though we've not seen Nico Williams so far, but in the last European Championship, he's formed a good partnership alongside Lamine Yamal on the flanks. And even though Alvaro Morata was the one leading the line in the European Championship, that this time around is not there, and Mikel Oyarzabal, who scored the final goal in the game against England, has been the one who's been used as false nine. The Real Sociedad forward. So the Spanish team seems to be flawless. They are still yet to concede. They also have a very strong front four. Alex Baena on the left, Lamine Yamal on the right, Mikel Oyarzabal leading the line. Of course, just behind him is Dani Olmo with a double pivot midfield of Rodri and Pedri. The Spanish team are able to hold the ball very well, especially deep in midfield. That is what helps them. It keeps them going. And of course, their build-out plan is quite smooth because they have ball-holding defenders. Aymeric Laporte, Pau Kubasi are quite press-resistant guys, and they're able to build out the process very, very well. Pedro Porro, even though there's been some matches, some Lorente played as the right back, but Pedro Porro has slotted in the last 2 games and even scored in that game against Austria in the round of 32 before the round of 16 game against Portugal. Marc Cucurella, Raskuku, has been quite well. He's been doing well for the Spanish side. The Belgium side, I think, is going to find it difficult beating the Spain team. Honestly, I think the quality is going to prove to the fray. I remember in the game against Senegal, Coach Rudy Garcia made a bold decision by substituting, the likes of Jeremy Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, and it paid off when he introduced the likes of Diego Perez, all the guys who were there, the likes of Van Aken, Lukubaki also came and improved upon the Belgian team. And of course, they were able to secure that equalizer and finally won the game, courtesy a penalty scored by Captain Yuri Tillemans. How are the likes of Yuri Tillemans, the likes of Van Aken, the likes of Raskin going to deal with the midfield play of the Spanish side? It's going to be quite difficult because the Spanish team will always dominate your midfield. And unfortunately, Amadou Onana had an ACL in the 4-1 win against United States of America, which is probably likely to take him out of the game, and it's going to affect the Belgian team deep in midfield. But Charles de Ketelaere has impressed so far within the tournament. He has been the one leading the night. Then, of course, second now you see Romelu Lukaku coming on board to join the attack, or he joins the fray. That's how the coach Rudi Garcia has been using his setup. Jeremy Doku couldn't impress in the game against Senegal. He was substituted. He wasn't given a starting place in the game against Belgium. And of course, Leandro Trossard has also been one of the main suppliers or assists for the goals that the Belgium team has been looking for. So it's going to be how the Spanish team, the likes of Pedro Porro, they know the likes of Leandro Trossard, they all play in the Premier League, so they know how to deal with each other. And of course, you can talk of how Kukureya will also deal with the wing play. Is either whether Luki Bakio or maybe Jeremy Doku will be on the right side of the attack for the Belgium side. I mean, the likes of Ngoy, Tiati at the back line, Mathis de Kuiper of Brighton and Hove on the left back for the Belgian side, and of course Timo Castagna of Fulham with goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois in goal post. It's going to be a game that I straight win. I am going for the Spanish side because I feel they have the quality, they have the tenacity, the understanding, their chemistry in terms of play have been quite brilliant so far. They took it off in the last European Championship and they're still marching on. They remain the only side yet to concede in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And it's been absolutely brilliant on the part of Spanish side. Even though they are not playing too much, some couple of the games, they didn't score much. In the game against Portugal, they only won by goal to nil when Mikel Merino scored in the 94th minute. In the game against Uruguay, it was Alex Baina's goal that even after a mistake by goalkeeper Fernando Muslera led to the Spanish side winning by a goal to nil. They couldn't win against Cape Verde, even though they won against Saudi Arabia. And of course, they won heavily against the Austrian team in the round of 16. This makes them quite dangerous. And I think if there's going to probably be a team that can trouble or worry the French side, I think it's going to be the Spanish side because the understanding, the chemistry that they built within their side is quite great. In a game where a semi-final spot is available in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, as Spain squares it off with Belgium, I probably tip the Spanish side to go through by beating Belgium to get another semi-final in the World Cup for the first time in almost 16 years. Since 2010 in South Africa, the world stage have never seen the Spanish team in the last four, because in 2014, going on as defending champions, they went out after group stages. And of course, in 2018 in Russia, in the round of 16, they were eliminated by host Russia. And the last time out in Qatar 2022, the same round of 16 fate also happened to them when they lost against Morocco in the round of 16 of the 2022 World Cup. This time around, they are marching on. For Belgium, they were third place team in the World Cup in 2018 in Russia. Unfortunately, in the last time out in Qatar 2022, they suffered a group stage exit in a group when they were paired with the likes of Croatia, Morocco, and of course, Canada. The Belgian team failed to progress beyond the group stages. And this time around with Coach Rudi Garcia, they are back. But unfortunately for them, they're meeting a Spanish team that is a hard nut to crack. Tight team, very good compact team that plays fluid ball and then champagne football that is able to hold on to the ball very well. So for me, I tip the Spanish side to beat Belgium and also secure their spot in the semi-final, where we're going to see another cracker of a replication of what happened in the 2024 European semi-final, giving us another vibe in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, when probably Spain beats Belgium and meets the French team. This has been the podcast channel Wadawa. Thank you.